Okay, so I'm gonna present the XP8. Yeah, I'm very excited. Like I'm very nervous as well because this is the very first time you're gonna see it. How many years is it gonna pass?
We're not going to mention this.
Okay, okay. Okay. So XP8 is a one thing, but here comes the thing. Like every time we are talking to the developers, they say yeah, sure, but where is the API? And like, where is the API? And we have to say them like, yeah, we do have web applications, we have services, we have multiple things. This is the API. But it's actually quite cumbersome to get into this conversation. So we ended up actually just giving you the slash API, the endpoint, which gives you the API, and we called it universal API. But we'll come back to this. So it's actually not something new because in XP7, as I have said, like we do have the APIs, although it's quite revolutionary because now you can do much more and in much more sophisticated manner when we are dealing with the HTTP APIs. Just to mention, like we very care about the security, and this new feature is actually it's like being security in focus. So it's not going to be mounted just randomly anywhere, and we don't give access to the APIs by default. Developers will have to take care of the security from the very first start. I will show it later, and like it's very kind of defensive. Like cache poisoning is very kind of popular attack these days. We also thought about this. We decided to change the approach a bit there. Uh, by comparison to the previous features, we thought about this new wave, like you've seen this Next JS, etc. We decided to give it much more headless developers friendly, like even though they don't have heads, but they still kind of important part of our community, right? Yeah. Then we decided it to be much more granular. I'll come back to this actually. It's a very neat feature thing, and it's modular. We all load modules like Docker containers. No, not Docker containers this time. I hope so. No, I'm not gonna tell about this slide about anything about this. But what we will witness today is like the API. Like we've made some APIs out of the box, like pre-baked them. Like you probably have heard about or used the image service and maybe even used the admin widgets in the admin API, admin endpoint. And also, you probably have heard about the guillotine. I will demonstrate the new version of a guillotine. And let's start the demo. That's going to be the tough one because this is actually not the presentation whatsoever. It's actually hands-on. Developers, behold. Okay. So what I will do now, I'll start the XP. Just start, don't worry about this part. This is actually something completely innocuous, yeah. Okay. And the demo part. First things first. Why is it like this? Yeah, I think it's the window size. Okay, this is XP8 snapshot version, very fresh, right? And let's actually see what we see here. The Content Studio, an existing one, by the way, also version 6. Let's actually visit it. It's as you can see.
Control 0.
Yeah, I think like I need to. Yeah, like this. Yeah, everything was zoomed in until I realized that the screen is actually zooming in itself. So let's see. There's a content studio here, right? Yeah. So it's a version 6. You've never seen it before. Uh, yeah. So this is what I want to demonstrate is actually this. This is a new block, a slash API. You see, it's a slash API, and I can show you all the APIs ready here. So this is the new block. Does anyone have seen before the SDK welcome app, which I'm demonstrating, by the way? Yeah, that's cool. So, and here you can actually see all the APIs, including the ones which are here, and all additional ones. Like, oh, we have plenty. Most of them are actually internal and like coming from different applications. Uh, Content Studio, etc. So, and by the way, there is a special endpoint API, which does exactly the same, but in a JSON format. So you can actually see all the APIs available for you, etc., etc. Right? So let's kind of have a very interesting demo of pre-existing API. Let's go back. Where is it? The Guillotine API. Here we go. It's actually right here in our list. And we can visit its endpoint. As you can see, you can find your APIs now on /API, the Guillotine, and the API itself inside the Guillotine is called GraphQL. And don't worry, this is just in the SDK and the demo mode. Oh, sorry, the dev mode of XP. You can see this GraphQL interface, which showed up. If you are in production, nobody will see this, like at least by default. You have to turn it on. And yeah, let's see. I can click something here and maybe even do some more interesting demo where, yeah, like, so here I do a query and it's still the API. So the interface itself is not so important, to tell you the truth. What is important for the headless developers is that you can now request the API on a specific endpoint. Yes, and this is what was done, the payload, and this is what was returned, exactly what you've seen there. So this is actually the demo of our API. Another thing is, of course, since it's universal now, you can not only use it from the /API, the /API endpoint, but you can also integrate it into basically anywhere, including the all good old the websites and admin tools. Like here, the Content Studio is actually the admin tool. You can see it by here, right? Like Thomas actually may brag about the removal of a word tool here, by the way, right? Yeah. So as you can see, we actually are inside the Content Studio, and we still can make some requests straight to the API. So this is also like a feature, why we call it a universal. Well, this is not so interesting for developers who are not headless. Let's see how we can actually make our own APIs, right? Aren't we developers?
Yes.
Okay, hands-on. I have a project, XP Demo. It's actually located inside this repository. You will get the slides here. It's like a Enonic Playground XP demo, and I will demonstrate it right away. So we will actually do the project deploy. We'll build the stuff. Takes seconds, 59. No, actually 7. And let's see. Now, what I can demo to you is that this API is actually right there. Demo API, right? I can show the details. I gave you, so you can mention the documentation, the name of application. You can give a description, and you can define the roles. Everything is visible here. And interestingly enough, you cannot use it. You cannot use it because, as I have said, we are secure by default. Like if you don't open it, nobody can use it, right? So let's fix it. We go to the, no, not here, the source code, and you can find, it's actually quite conceptually equal to what we used to have. Like you just define the APIs folders with your API, with the descriptor and the JS code of it. Here's the very simple JavaScript code. I'm just returning the hello from demo API. And this is my descriptor. You probably have seen it like a demo API, everything here. But I need to expose it now. So I actually want it to be mounted on the /API. Let's see if it works. Oh yeah, it does. So here I see it like available on API. Let's click on it. So here API XP demo API, hello from demo API. That's it.
Yes.
Yeah, people will actually say, yeah, the services work exactly the same, and they will be absolutely right. Except that the services were never having their own API engine, as we call it. But it's not that. That's not actually like the entire thing, because as I have mentioned, it's actually the APIs are universal. So let's see. I have made a teeny tiny website, which is, I just wrote this. Thomas have mentioned it before, like catch-all controller. You don't need to use it for React for XP specifically. So let's go to Content Studio and see my demo site. Yeah, hello from demo site, right? Is this the one? Yeah, basically I have routed to example, and this is my demo site, right? So, but I'll show you that there's a special, like I installed the application, my demo application, exactly that one, on this site. And I expect it to work or not. Let's see. I'll visit the API on the site. Not this one. Yeah, no, wrong. Here, the API. So, yeah, it's expected, don't worry. Like, as you can see, this is the site, and this is the API, which I want to work on this site. And I made it, but it doesn't work. Why? Because I haven't mounted it to the site. Like by comparison to services, the services work out of the box, but we consider it quite insecure. So here we go. Like there is an underscore there. You're probably familiar with underscore. If you're not, this is a special endpoint in XP, which now denotes the APIs mounted on sites or admin tools or web applications. Universal API works exactly the same everywhere. And here is exactly the same descriptor of the API. Let's see what shall I do in order to make it to work. All I need to do is to start listing it as available for my site. Let's check if it starts working. Yay, it actually does. And it shows exactly the same output. It's exactly the same API. It's exactly the same controller. But remember, now it's on the site. You can do it exactly the same way on the web apps and admin tools, by the way. So no worries. Next thing I want to demonstrate is a very cool. Yeah, this is actually the point of it. It's granular. You can actually decide where you want your APIs to be mounted to. Another thing is modularity, of course. I've mentioned it before, but now I will demonstrate it. Let's say you want your site to use pre-existing APIs. And we all know that we have, for instance, the Guillotine API, which our famous content API, right? We can fetch the content directly, and it might be very neat for certain things. But here comes the thing. I have Guillotine up installed, and I'll try to demo it. And yet again, like I haven't mounted it. Let's fix it. I go to the site and say, no, not only this. I want my Guillotine API to be available to this site. Let's try it now. So let's see, it's still on the demo site, and this is the API. And I can always find it here. And it works exactly the same as with Content Studio. Absolutely no difference. I can run it and get the result. I can switch to the draft, and it's still actually, you see, it's fetching the different content, because this one is not published, and this one is not published, so I get different results. But this is already like implementation details, so the Guillotine itself. So this is generally, again, it to demonstrate the full power of the universal API. But it's not all. I'm having one more thing. Yeah. So the next thing I want to demonstrate is actually yet another feature we are presenting in XP8. And this is a virtual host context. Let's assume that you are developing a website which is available on different regions, like one in Norway, another one is in somewhere United States of America. Let's say maybe somewhere in west part of it, right? And obviously we live on a very strange bubble, or I would say like a piece of rock, which rotates and gives us different time zones in different locations, right? And you scratch your head, and how do I actually make it? How do I make it so that different people see different time, although universal time is universal API, universal time, nice. Do exactly the same, see exactly the same time, but in a different time zone. And here comes the neat feature. You then do the following. I'll demo it. So first of all, I will change my controller a bit, the demo API controller. And then I'll show you the virtual host. Oh, by the way, I should do it differently, I think. There is you probably all also like it. There is a special virtual host configuration. I can copy its path and show you my virtual host configuration. So what I do here, I'm actually saying, okay, I'm visiting exactly the same API, but if it's the visitor comes to US East website, then I give a special context variable or kind of parameter, XP demo time zone, US Eastern, right? And if anyone is like a Norwegian visitor, then I have an API for Norway, it's in specific. And I actually define the time zone to Europe Oslo, right? Okay, that's nice. It's kind of cool, but how do I use it? And this is why I actually changed the controller a bit. The magic is quite simple. It's this line. You can get those attributes which are directly injected into your context via the context attributes. You probably have been using them before, but this is now like ultimate use of them. Now you can read them, the attributes you defined in the virtual host, straight from the context API. Okay, this will just demo things. Yeah, let's see. So here, for instance, here is the demo for visiting API in Norway, right? And let's do exactly the same for US East. And you can see that it works, surprisingly. Not so much. I did it a few times before the presentation. So as you can see, I haven't hard coded anything. It's actually the configuration goes straight from the virtual host on my machine. Of course, in order to use these internal domains, I kind of spoofed it via hosts file. Don't do it at home. Yeah, so this is how things supposed to work, and they do work already, even though we are not having the XP yet fully ready, right? This is not the only things we're gonna give you in XP8. There will be multiple more. There will be some very neat features like not patching, where you would be able to patch the content without need to publishing it. And you will also realize very soon that in the new version of a Content Studio, there will be also an evolution of permissions management, where you can actually change permissions of Node without need for content managers to publish the content. All of it is, yeah. I heard you, Bobby. Yes, this is, and even more. We're gonna implement much more stuff. Maybe not much more, but more stuff in XP8, and I will not spoil it. Yeah.